tide essay. And for this video, I am going to use some student work. This is not from the red tide essay, however. This is from the ocean essay that you submitted in week 20 for a test grade. So we know that today we are going to go through, if you've looked at this ahead of time, you are going to revise and edit your introduction and your conclusion. You might be wondering, why my intro and my conclusion though, Mrs. Body? Well, really guys, these should match, right? When I read through essays, I actually tend to read the introduction and the conclusion first. And I think to myself, does this student include a hook? Did they address the task? Do I know their three big ideas after I read the introduction? Sometimes it may happen that I don't know the three big ideas. And that's when I jump down to the student's conclusion and I look and I see, okay, did they address the three big ideas in their conclusion? So that's kind of what we're going to do today. We're going to look to see, do we include these different components or these different required parts in our intro and our conclusion paragraph? So let's take a look. You can see I have a student sample right here on the screen, and we are going to highlight the different parts. So we should be able to highlight all four of these parts in this introduction. When we're done, we're going to jump down to the conclusion and we're going to make sure that our big ideas match, and we should be able to highlight the big ideas and they should match what we see in our intro. So let's get started. Fellow classmates, before I begin, reminder, the prompt for the ocean essay was to teach your classmates about why the ocean is so important for survival on Earth, or for life on Earth. Fellow classmates, do you think of the ocean only as a great vacation spot? Hey, that's the student's hook. Good hook. The ocean is much more than that. That's part of the hook still. Oceans are important to life on Earth for many reasons. This student just addressed the task. I can highlight that sentence in blue. That talks about the task, why oceans are important to life on Earth. Now, I'm guessing the student is going to go on and list the big ideas next. Home for sea creatures, resources, and climate are some reasons why oceans are important to life on Earth. Here's their big ideas. Home for sea creatures, resources, and climate. So that's what I'm going to learn about. I'm going to learn how the ocean is important because it impacts the home for these animals, it provides resources for people, and it also impacts or has an effect on our climate. Again, are some reasons why oceans are important for life on Earth. Humans and living creatures rely on the oceans in many ways. So this student provides a strong closing statement. I can highlight that entire sentence in purple. So this student included all 4 components that are required in your introduction. Now let me look at the conclusion to see, do the big ideas match? Fellow classmates, in conclusion, oceans are important to life on Earth for many reasons. Okay. The ocean is a home for so many living creatures. So does this big idea right here match? Home for creatures, home for creatures. It does. It's even hard to count. Humans rely on the ocean's resources in many ways. So this student did like a really great job of rewording it just so it wasn't so repetitive, but it's about that idea of resources, which matches big idea too. Without the ocean, the climate on our planet would not be sustainable for life. Climate on our planet. And that big idea matches this big idea. So today your job is to look back at your introduction and your conclusion paragraphs, and you're going to do the same thing that I just did. You're going to highlight your hook in green, your task in blue, your big ideas in yellow, and then your closing statement in purple. Then you're going to look at your conclusion and you're going to ask yourself, do my big ideas match? Do I have them in my conclusion? And if so, you're going to highlight them in yellow. What if you read this and you say, wait, Mrs. Body, like I can't highlight these different parts? Then that's your job today. Then you need to go through and look and think to yourself, How can I revise my introduction so that it does include a hook, so that it does remind my reader of the task or the prompt, and that it does include 3 big ideas and a closing statement? If it does not, then you're going to be making some changes to your introduction. What you are going to do when you're done highlighting, you're going to copy and paste. So in your Word document, you should have this, right, for the Red Tide essay. Once you make your changes and you highlight these 4 parts, then you're going to select all, you're going to right click, you're going to click copy, and then you're going to open up the discussion board. Let me see if I can find it right here. So if I go into Monday, I click the discussion board, and I'm going to submit my response, and then I can click paste. And I also want to show Mrs. Body, so I'm going to skip down a line, go back here, highlight, copy, go back to the discussion board, this is a lot, paste, and what I should see when I post, and you guys are actually going to see this, is a completed introduction and conclusion. And I have those pieces highlighted that my teacher wants me to include, right? My hook, my task, my big ideas, and my closing statement. And then my teacher can look at my conclusion and see that my big ideas that are highlighted in yellow match the ones listed in my introduction. We'll talk more about this, or we did this morning. Let me know if you guys have any additional questions.